Attention!
And here we have the race of the Princess Grace Challenge Cup. On the Berkshire station we have Leander, and on the Buck station we have Wallingford Rowing Club and Glasgow University. Both crews off cleanly, really attacking this race. From what I've heard, the Wallingford Rowing Club and Glasgow University is potentially the lightweight, sorry, wrong event. This is the Leander crew here, on the screen on the left, and they are a mixture of athletes with relatively high experience. Debbie Flood has been to multiple Olympic Games and medals, and the Wallingford Rowing Club and Glasgow crew on the Buck station is potentially the under-23 lightweight crew this year. And here, coming a minute into the race, we're canvas up for the Wallingford Composite. And Sarah Cook, hello, how are you?
Hi, good. Great to be here for day 2 of the Henley Royal Regatta, and we of course are riding with the Princess Grace Challenge Cup. We have the Leander Club on screen and Wallingford Rowing Club and Glasgow University. Currently very tight as these two crews really go bow ball for bow ball. Not much to separate them at this stage.
No, they're looking good. Wallingford got a slight advantage out of the blocks, settled into the rhythm, but Leander now seems to have got into their rhythm and just gently moving through them. Let's see if Wallingford can stop the rot and keep it close going down the middle of the course.
And in the Leander crew, we have Francesca Rawlins in the bow, Debbie Flood, Lucinda Gooderham and Emily Carmichael. In the crew closest to us, Mary Jones-Walters, Emma McDonald, Lisa Owen, Hannah Garby in the stroke seat.
And there's a lot of experience in that Leander crew.
Absolutely.
And then it's the new blood, the younger under-23 lightweight girls in the other crew, trying to see if they can not be scared off by some of the history and some of the experience and just get in a good race.
Yes, Debbie Flood and Lucinda Gooderham, of course, both having rowed for Great Britain in the women's quad internationally before, so a lot of experience, and that counts for a lot in a boat like this. The quad is a very difficult boat to row. It makes a huge difference to have that experience in the middle of the boat. We can see Debbie there in the 3 seat and Lucinda in the 2 seat. A little call there from Lucinda. You can see her mouth moving. Normally, the person in the 2 seat does the calling in a 4-person boat because it's easier to hear them. So it's we've got a great shot here. You can really see what's going on in the boat there.
Definitely. The blade work, the handle speeds are all very symmetrical, and you can see at the front how the hands lift together to put the blades in the water. And of course, that's essential, the timing to get that on the legs, because the boat needs to be accelerated very early on in the stroke.
That's right, it's such a fast-moving boat. It is critical to be really accurate around both ends of the stroke, into the catch, and then around the back turn as well, making sure that you're not slowing the boat down and letting it run. It's such a rhythm boat, moves on that momentum.
It certainly does. And the younger crew there on the left, just struggling a little bit more. You know, the boat's bouncing a little bit more. It's not quite as efficient, whereas the other crew, it's much more horizontal. The boat's running more continuously, and the blade work's cleaner.
That's right. You can see the acceleration in the Leander crew on the right-hand side of your screen. That acceleration into the back end of the stroke and how much power the girls are laying down there with each stroke, and it really is starting to, I think, suit them pretty well as they come into the second half of the race here. They just have that efficiency in that rhythm where it's looking a little bit harder now for the crew in the Buck station. That's the Wallingford Rowing Club and Glasgow University crew.
Yeah, and it's looked like the clear water there. It's coming through the middle of the course, and it looks comfortable for Leander. But they've made it comfortable. I think the way they're sculling means that they're expending less energy for the same speed, and they should be able to sustain this. So they're a bit of steering. Leander seems to be moving away from the booms for some reason, so hopefully they'll get themselves straight again. Maybe it's tactics, they're trying to give a bit of wash to the Wallingford crew. It's up to the umpire to decide which one it is.
Well, that's right. There are, of course, rules meaning that you can't move off your station, and we have seen crews disqualified, and that is certainly an action that the umpires would take if a crew did move out of their station and start washing down another crew. So it's very much against the rules, but looks like the Leander crew back in their station and steering quite well. It is, I think, the Wallingford Rowing Club and Glasgow University crew now who's maybe moved off into the centre, but looks like they're also correcting their steering. But I don't think there'll be too much of a challenge now for this Leander Club crew. We've spoken about their experience, and I think that this will be, I think, a fairly comfortable row for this crew as they come into the last half of the race.
I would agree with that. And you can see also in the first half of the race how good and clean the blade work for Leander was. And now that the wind's picked up where they are and a bit more tired, it's harder for them to keep it together. But because the basics are good, they still keep moving. still looking quite aggressive, the girls there. They're really having a go at this, aren't they? They're not rolling over.
That's right, and I think, you know, pride is always on the line when it comes to an event like this. Well, we can see a bit of steering there from the Wallingford and Glasgow University crew, just heading towards the booms, so hopefully they get themselves straight. But
it looks very neat, doesn't it, the Leander crew there?
Yes, they do. They look very comfortable now, and I think that's an experience that's starting to show through as they start to get tired. They're just not breaking apart. They've really been very consistent all the way down the course.
Yeah, none of the girls have looked around. They've just focused forward and just focused on what they can control and just scull the best they can.
And Debbie Flood in the three-seat of this Leander crew. I mean, what a seasoned athlete. She's such a fantastic competitor. She won the Princess Royal in the single at Henley in 2000. And the World Championships won gold in the senior women's quad. So in this event, and in Athens, the silver medal in the women's quad. So to have an Olympic medalist in your boat at this event, I think would instill a lot of confidence in the crew.
Yeah, and she can just pass on so much of her experience in training and in racing as well. Yeah, and here they're now coming into the stewards enclosure. There'll be quite a lot of cheer from Leander fans, and Wallingford and Glasgow University as well. And Glasgow University it's definitely a program that's up and coming. It's become a high performance centre now, and their coach Colin Williamson seems to be, in a very short space of time, really producing some athletes at the top end and being competitive in the university sphere up here in British rowing. So there's a great picture there, and yeah, looking comfortable for Leander coming down the last bit of the race.
And as we come down towards the enclosures now, there's quite a crowd starting to form here on day 2 of the Henley Royal Regatta, and no doubt they'll start to show some appreciation for the local crew. The Leander quad in the Princess Grace Challenge Cup. As they come down, we can hear the applause from the crowd. Very comfortable row in the end for the Leander crew. So much experience on board.
Yeah, they're making that look quite easy. So they're very polite English applause in the background. It's almost like a golf crowd. I always find that amazing, the serenity of this, and the crowd just clapping and thinking it's fabulous, and actually the athletes are hurting quite a bit, but you can't tell.
It is a tremendous atmosphere, unlike anything else. But crossing the line now, it is the Leander Club crew that will take the win in the Princess Grace Challenge Cup. And Wallingford Rowing Club and Glasgow University just missing out.
You can hear there the breathing, the voice of the girls when they cross the line there, how hard they've had to work to get to this point. And even there, how hard the Leander crew are breathing, and they had quite an easy race.